please all stand? Let's have a prayer first. Who is our prayer leader for today? Go ahead. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Okay, before you take your seats, can you pick up some pieces of papers under your chairs? Arrange your chairs and fix yourself. Okay, good afternoon, class. You may now take your seat. Miss Secretary, can you please check the attendance? Thank you. How are you today? Good to hear. You are all fine. So before we proceed to our discussion, let's have a review first. What was our topic last meeting? Yes, Miss Dea. Very good. According to Miss Dea, our topic last meeting is all about the measurements and the angles of a triangle. So now, I have here an activity entitled Mix and Match. I want to divide the class into 3 groups. Left side corner will be the group 1, the center will be the group 2, and my right side corner will be the group 3. So, you need to answer this activity. Match the jumbled letters in column A to form a word and match it in the column B. Write the letter of your answer before the number. After you answer this one, choose one representative to present your word. And you need to put your answers in a one whole sheet of paper. I'll give you 10 minutes to answer this activity. Your time starts now. Time is up. Group 1, who is your representative? Yes, Miss Daisy, go ahead. Very good. Let's give 3 claps for the group 1. Next, group 2. Yes, Mr. Soliano, go ahead. Very good. Let's give 3 claps for the group 2. Next, group 3. Yes, Mr. Robot. Very good. Let's give 3 claps for the group 3. I have a question. From the activity that I gave, were you able to know the different types of parallelograms? Very good. How were you able to identify on what type of the parallelogram did the shapes belong? Yes, Miss Mary. Very good. What do you observe from the shapes? Correct. Now, in your opinion, what would be our topic for today? So our topic for today is all about proves the theorems on the different kinds of parallelogram, the rectangle, rhombus, and the square. But before that, let's have our objective first. Here is our objective. Everyone, can you please read? Thank you. So our objectives are analyze the concept of the different kinds of parallelograms, differentiate the types of parallelograms, such as the rectangle, rhombus, and the square, and evaluate the importance of theorems. So, always remember the definition of terms here. First, the parallelogram is a quadrilateral with 2 pairs of parallel sides. And when you say quadrilateral, it is a 4-sided figure. The rectangle, a plane figure with 4 straight sides and 4 right angles. The rhombus is a quadrilateral with 4 congruent sides. And the square is a regular polygon having 4 equal sides and equal angles that measures 90 degrees each. So now, we will be able to know or prove the theorems of these shapes. So, let's have first the rectangle theorem. When we say rectangle, again, it is a plane figure with 4 straight sides. So, theorem number 1, kindly please read, Mr. Ryan. Thank you. Theorem number 1 states that a quadrilateral is a rectangle if and only if it has 4 right congruent angles. When we say congruent, it has the same sizes or measurements. Well, let's prove this one. So I have here a figure. If the angle N, angle O, angle B, and angle E are congruent angles, then the parallelogram law is rectangle. So it says here that these angles have the same measurements. Let's proceed to theorem number 2. Theorem number 2 states that the diagonals of a rectangle are congruent. So in this figure, if the line L and V are diagonals to the line E and O. So it means that if the measurement of the line LV is equal to the line EO, then the line LV is congruent to the line EO. Hence, the parallelogram LOVE is a rectangle. Let's proceed to the next Rupus theorem. Can you please read the theorem number 1, Mr. Jonathan? Thank you. Theorem number 1 states that a quadrilateral is a rhombus if and only if it has 4 congruent sides and doesn't have 4 equal right angles. Always remember that the rhombus doesn't have 4 equal right angles. So I have here a figure. So if the line AE measures 16 centimeter, then the line RE, CR, and the line CA is also measures 16 centimeter. And that's the theorem of the Rhombus theorem. Now, let's proceed to the square theorem. Take note that in the square theorem, all the theorems of the rectangle and the rhombus can be applied to the square. Theorem number 1, can you please read, Mr. Soliano? Thank you. Theorem number 1 states that the diagonals of a square are congruent, same as the theorem of a rectangle. So look at the figure here. If the line SE and the line VA are diagonals, so it means that the measurement of the line SE and the measurement of the line VA are congruent. Next, theorem number 2. A quadrilateral is a square if and only if it has 4 right angles and 4 congruent sides. Same as the rectangle theorem. So if the line AE measures 15 centimeter, then the line VE, line VS, and the line SA measures 15 centimeter each. And that's prove the theorem number 2. If the angle of E measures 90 degrees, then the angle V, the angle S, and the angle A measures also 90 degrees. Do you have any questions? Clarifications? Very good. Now, since you already know the theorems of these parallelograms, I have here an activity. I want you to choose your partner and write your answers in a one whole sheet of paper. So here is your activity entitled Think, Pair, Share. So number 1 is parallelogram SAV is a rectangle and angle S is a right angle. Find the measurement of each angle and justify. Number 2, parallelogram DONT has 4 sides that are congruent and it doesn't have the same right angles. What type of a parallelogram it is and how do you say so? So I'll give you 10 minutes to answer Time is up. Can you pass your papers in front? So, I have a question. How do we know if a quadrilateral is a triangle? Yes, Mr. Ryan. Very good. We will know if a quadrilateral is a triangle if it has 4 congruent right angles and its 4 sides are not congruent. Next is what type of a parallelogram that the theorem of the 2 parallelograms could be applied on it. Very good. It is a square. Now for your assessment, I want you to answer this individually. Write your answer in a 1 sheet of paper and I will give you 10 minutes to answer this one. Your timer starts now. Okay, time is up. Kindly pass your papers in front. Now for your assignment, I will post it on the VLE and it will be passed on Friday. Put your answers on a long bond paper. Is it clear? Very good. That will be all for today. Goodbye and thank you, class. See you again in our next meeting.